Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with another pouring medium showdown. Ladies and gentlemen, we are comparing 4 pouring mediums, the before and the drive result. This is Garrett Brown and I am back with another video just for you. Ladies and gentlemen, here are our 4 pouring mediums that we will be playing with today. We're going to start things off with pouring medium by Loft. This is Liquitex pouring medium. This is this is Master's Touch Fine Art Studios pouring medium. And this is our American Flowtrol, which we will be using as a pouring medium today as well. Today I'm going to be using the same colors for each pour. We're going to use phthalo turquoise and tonish gray pinkish. This is Acrylic fine artist paint. I have not used this brand before, but I've heard great things about it, so we're going to use it. I will link my previous pouring medium showcase with some other products up above. In that video, I used different paints, and a lot of you all wanted to see the results with the same paints, so that's what I'm doing this go around. And for the purpose of keeping things simple and giving you all who want exact recipes, let me tell you what we're going to do today. Each pouring medium is going to start off with a 3-to-1 ratio. I will make adjustments as needed when I get to each paint because I go by flow more so than any type of measurement or recipe. This is our Artist Loft. And I'm just pouring them into these little containers. Realize that you cannot see them well. And we're going to do the same for each. Next up, we have pouring medium by Master's Touch. I've never ever used this pouring medium before, so I'm really excited to see how it will perform. This can be found at Hobby Lobby. Lastly, we have our American Flowtrol. Each container is going to get a 1-part paint. So none of my pouring mediums look alike. The the Master's Touch seems to be the clearest. The American Flowtrol appears to be the whitest. The consistencies are similar in all of them, but I would say the Flowtrol is a bit more runny, whereas the Artist Loft is more sticky. Alright, so now we're going to mix all our colors up really quickly. And before I make any changes, the Master's Touch pouring medium was the easiest to mix in with the paints. The Flowtrol came in second, and these two came in last. Now, there's a great learning tip here. I've never used these paints, but they are very highly pigmented, and I am actually going to increase the ratio to about 5 parts to 1, because as you can see in our Artist Loft and our Liquitex, we can't even pour this out. It's very thick. Our pouring medium from Master's Touch, it is more flowy. However, it's still very thick. So we're going to add 2 more parts of pouring medium to this as well. Same goes for our Flowtrol. It is the thinnest out of the 4, but should be thinner. Alright folks, we have added our 2 parts and we're going to give everything a quick stir. So after what seems like an eternity, our family done mixing, we ended up with a 7-to-1 ratio for these 3 mediums and a 6-to-1 ratio for our American Flowtrol. I think this pouring medium is going to perform well, and I think that our American Flowtrol is going to perform well. I'm not a big fan of Liquitex. It seems like when it dries, it starts to have problems, but we'll see this go around. And I haven't played enough with this to formulate an opinion. This one, I really like how the paint mixes in. It mixes in very well, so I'm gonna go with these 2. That's my favorites. This first bloom will be with the Artist Loft brand. I'm putting this color down first because I'm going to use a white CA today and I want the contrasting pop of colors. So this is the consistency. It's very thick. I normally don't keep it this thick, but I wanted to keep the recipes as similar as possible for the purpose of this experiment. Wow. Wow. What a reaction from our Artist Loft. Check out those sales, people. I'm just blown away. The camera really doesn't do it justice. All right, folks, I am completely blown away. Look at this gorgeousness. This is Artist Loft pouring medium. Okay, folks, next up we have our Liquitex. This is our consistency. So kind of gloopy. Ooh, it's so thick. But we're gonna roll with it. These paints are so thick, I wouldn't be surprised if we don't get much. But I was very surprised by this first time, so. All right, so this time we got a slower reaction here. Still very pretty. So we're gonna let this sit for a minute. All right, so about 2 minutes has passed, and I love the white cells that are popping up from the pillow paint. All right, so look what we have here. Something very different. I think the thickness of the paint probably has to deal with the cells not being able to pop through. Like I said, I wanted to keep the recipes as similar as possible just for experimentation purposes. All right, folks, here we go with our pouring medium by Master's Touch. Now, there are quite a bit more air bubbles in this pouring medium, and it has really thickened up in the 10 or 15 minutes since I have mixed it. So we got a similar reaction to the last one. The cells are breaking through a little bit better though. All right, so this one is my favorite so far. It's like a happy medium in between the last two. Got lots of cells that are very defined, but you still have a lot of the white CA showing up. Last but not least, we have our American Flowtrol. This is our American Flowtrol, and it is the flowiest. I'm not sure if that's a word of them all. As you can see, it comes off very well. Now, it seems to be a little bit thicker than the first color. All right, so our much thinner paint reveals much more of our first color. Look at these cells, guys. Gorgeous. Look at how it's just developing right before our eyes. Oh man, guys, look at this. Wow. I'm torn. I love the last one. I love this one. I love that we can see that first color. And I love how the white CA is just looks like it's floating on top. Okay, guys, look. Such a different end result. Quite frankly, I just have no clue what caused this reaction. But I'm definitely going to play around with it more. Here we have our Liquitex and our pouring medium by Master's Touch. And lastly, our American Flowtrol. Which one is your favorite? Comment below. All right. So this is our Artist Loft dried. And as you can see, we were able to maintain a lot of our cells. This product I'm gonna have to play with to understand the reaction. We got beautiful cells, but we lost the whiteness from the CA, which would have made this a spectacular piece if that white had not been taken over by the phthalo blue. Next we have our pouring medium from Liquitex. Some of the cells began breaking up just a little bit, but it pretty much stayed intact and it dried well. Remember, the paints were super thick, so that may have had something to do with how few sales we got. Here we have our pouring medium by Master's Touch. And as you can see, some of the cells are starting to break up in this as well. However, we got a lot of great cells. This paint had a lot of air bubbles in it compared to the others, and those air bubbles showed up in the final product. And lastly, this is our American Flowtrol pouring medium, and as far as the drying is concerned, this one is the best looking one to me. The cells stayed pretty vibrant and we didn't lose much definition. I hope this helps you. Get out there and try some of these pouring mediums and let me know how it goes. I'll be sure to give you guys an update about the Artist Loft, if it was a fluke or just whatever else. So I decided to thin down the Liquitex and Master's Touch pouring medium to see if we could pull out some more cells. So that's coming up right before we end this video. Alright, so I've thinned down my pouring medium by Master's Touch, and we're going to see if that can't help us get more cells. So as I expected, the cells come in much easier when the paint is thinner. And there we go. That is our pouring medium by Master's Touch. Look at those cells. I love the concentration in the center and how it spreads out. This is our Liquitex thin down. We actually have a little bit of drippage now. So as you can see, the Liquitex is still slow to react. It's the slowest one out of the bunch. But the result is much better than the previous when the paint was just too thick. And after the spin, look what we got. Love, love, love this. Thank you for tuning in today. If you are looking for a new pouring medium or just getting started with this art, I definitely recommend the American Flowtrol. It was the overall winner for me today because it's the cheapest by ounce by far of any of the other competitors, and it's readily available at places like Home Depot and Lowe's. Also, I'm going to recommend the pouring medium by Artist Loft based off the experiment today. Any of them will definitely work, but I found ease with the American Flowtrol the best. As always, I appreciate you guys joining in with me today. If you would take a moment and press that subscribe button and like this video, I would greatly appreciate it. As always, family, remember, do every single thing with love. Treat your family, your friends, and even your enemies with love. Until the next time, have an amazing day. Peace.